All right, so jumping right into this personalized fitness deep dive, um, it seems like you're really laying the groundwork for a solid routine, which is a smart move. We're going to break down those fitness fundamentals from what you've gathered, explore some beginner-friendly tips that stood out to me, and get to a quick workout you can actually try out today.
What I find really interesting is how these sources emphasize that holistic view of fitness. Like, they're not just throwing a cookie cutter workout plan at you. They're talking about balance and making this a sustainable part of your life.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, we see you trying to fit fitness into your life, not the other way around.
Exactly.
And speaking of balance, one source really nailed it with this analogy. Building a fitness routine is like putting together a well-rounded meal.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. It really resonated with me too. It's like you wouldn't thrive on a diet of just pizza.
Right. Though it
But,
sounds tempting sometimes.
oh, believe me, I've tried. But just like you need that variety in your diet to get all the good stuff. Your workouts need that same variety.
So no fitness junk food, no matter how tempting.
It's exactly.
But let's break down this well-rounded meal analogy a bit more. What are the essential ingredients of a balanced fitness plan?
Just like you need your protein, carbs, healthy fats, your body needs strength training, cardio flexibility, and rest. Each one has a specific role in your overall fitness journey.
Okay, I see where this is going. So, if strength training is the protein, what kind of muscle are we building? Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Think of strength training as the foundation of your fitness house. It's about having a strong base. And it's not all about lifting heavy weights. You've got bodyweight exercises, resistance bands, even using your own body weight as resistance. All of that falls under strength training.
So it's about finding what works for you and your fitness level.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
What I found interesting was how much emphasis there was on compound movements. Why are those so important?
It's all about efficiency, especially if you're just starting out. Compound movements hit multiple muscle groups at once, so you're getting more bang for your buck, so to speak.
Yeah.
We're talking squats, lunges, push-ups, the classics.
It's like hitting multiple fitness goals in one workout. That's efficient. And in this analogy, cardio would be the carbs, the energy boost.
Exactly. Cardio is the powerhouse. It gets that heart rate going, improves your endurance,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be endless hours on a treadmill. You've got running, swimming, dancing, even a brisk walk. Anything that gets you moving and your heart pumping counts.
You mentioned swimming. One of your sources mentioned a study that found regular swimming can be even better for cardiovascular health than some other forms of exercise, which I found fascinating.
It really shows how adaptable the human body is. And that brings us to flexibility, the healthy fats of our fitness meal, keeping everything running smoothly.
I have to admit, stretching is the part I sometimes forget to eat, but it sounds like I need to add a bigger serving to my routine.
Seriously, think of flexibility like the oil in your engine. It keeps everything running smoothly. Stretching, yoga, Pilates, all of those contribute to keeping your muscles loose, improving your range of motion, and preventing those pesky injuries that can totally derail your progress.
So just like we need healthy fats for joint health, we need flexibility to prevent those aches and pains. I got it. And of course, no good meal is complete without dessert. What's the dessert in our fitness plan?
Ah, you must be talking about rest and recovery. It's the most overlooked but oh so crucial part of a sustainable routine. It's tempting to go all in all the time, but your body really needs those breaks to repair itself, rebuild, and come back stronger.
So we're talking actual rest days, not just switching from squats to bicep curls.
Absolutely. Your body needs time to recover from the stress of exercise. And that means taking a break from all strenuous activity.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be just laying around either.
Active recovery, like light walks, gentle stretching can be really beneficial.
So it's like active rest is our sorbet, a palate cleanser.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got all the ingredients for a balanced fitness plan, but where do we even begin to put this into practice?
Yeah.
I can see how it would feel overwhelming, especially for someone just starting out. You're absolutely right. It's easy to get overwhelmed. One of the biggest takeaways from all of this is to start small and gradually build from there. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's like they say, the only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. You don't have to transform into a fitness guru overnight.
Exactly. And one of the sources had a really great section on goal setting, which is so important for beginners.
Yeah.
Especially, it's easy to get caught up in those dramatic transformation stories. We see them everywhere,
Yeah.
but those aren't always realistic
Yeah.
or healthy for most people.
Right.
So instead of aiming for this complete body overhaul, we should be focusing on smaller, more achievable goals.
Okay. So instead of saying, I'm going to run a marathon, it's, I'm going to walk for 20 minutes 3 times this week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And celebrating those small victories, too. Those are still wins.
Absolutely.
No matter how small they might seem, because they build momentum and they build
Yeah.
your confidence.
Sure.
One of your sources, I think it was one on habit forming, talked about how celebrating those small wins actually rewires our brains to crave more of that positive reinforcement.
Yeah. It's like giving yourself a high five for taking the stairs instead of the elevator.
Exactly.
And speaking of building momentum, another big theme was this idea of consistency over intensity.
Yes. I'm so glad you picked up on that. That really resonated with me. It's so much better to have a sustainable routine, even if it's shorter or maybe a little less intense, than to go all out and then burn out after a week.
Right. It's about building those long-term habits.
Exactly. It's like building a house.
Mhm.
Again, you need that solid foundation before you can add on that fancy roof deck.
Makes sense. Slow and steady wins the race. Now, I do want to touch on the mental side of fitness, because I know for me, sometimes the biggest hurdle is my own brain, even when my body is physically up for it. Did your deep dive uncover anything about that mental game of fitness?
Absolutely. You're hitting on a really crucial point. Your sources actually highlighted some fascinating strategies for strengthening those mental fitness muscles.
I like that.
One that really stood out was the power of identifying your why. Like, what's your personal reason for wanting to be fit? Why is this a priority for you?
So whether it's to improve your health, boost your energy, reduce stress, or even just feel more comfortable in your own skin, having that deeper motivation can be a game changer.
Absolutely. And I love that you highlighted that point from one of the articles
Yeah.
about actually writing down your why and revisiting it regularly, because it can really help solidify your commitment, especially when those inevitable challenges pop up.
Because let's face it, there'll be days when the workout clothes stay folded neatly in the drawer.
Oh, yeah,
So having that reminder of why you started this whole fitness journey in the first place can be really powerful.
for sure. Now, another powerful strategy that came up a lot was the idea of cultivating a more positive mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, instead of focusing on what you can't do yet
Mm-hmm.
or comparing yourself to others, try to focus on how far you've come and acknowledge the effort that you're putting in.
I mean, easier said than done, right? So any tips on how we can actually shift our thinking in that more positive direction?
Well, one of the books you shared, the one about mindfulness and fitness, had this great technique. Try replacing those negative thoughts with more encouraging affirmations. For example, instead of saying, I'm so out of shape, try saying, I'm getting stronger every day.
I like that.
It might seem like a small thing, but those little shifts in language can make a huge difference in your mindset over time.
It's like retraining your inner voice to be more supportive.
Exactly.
And I imagine that having a support system in real life can make a big difference too.
Absolutely. Surrounding yourself with people who get it, people who encourage you and support your fitness journey, can be incredibly motivating. Whether it's a workout buddy, a personal trainer, or even just a friend who cheers you on, that social connection can make a world of difference.
Yeah, like having your own personal cheering section.
Exactly.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. The importance of a balanced routine, setting realistic goals, building consistency, and harnessing the power of our minds. It's like we've built this amazing fitness toolbox.
We have.
And I know our listeners are probably itching to put some of those tools to work. What about that quick workout you mentioned earlier? It's like we've prepped all the ingredients, gathered our tools, and now it's time to actually cook up a little fitness feast.
I love it.
So tell me more about this quick workout. Is this something a beginner could do?
Absolutely. This one is designed to be super adaptable to different fitness levels, and the best part, you can do it anytime, anywhere. No equipment needed.
Music to my ears. All right. So what's the game plan here?
We're going to start with a little warm-up, just to get those muscles loose and ready to move. Think 2 to 3 minutes of some light cardio, like jogging in place, maybe some jumping jacks,
Yeah.
One of your sources mentioned that even just a minute or two of light cardio can really get the blood flowing and prepare your body for exercise. So don't skip it.
All right, so a little warm up to get the engines revving.
Right.
What's next?
Okay, so once you're all warmed up, we're going to do a circuit of 5 bodyweight exercises. And the beauty of these is you can really adjust the intensity to match your fitness level. We'll aim for 30 seconds for each exercise, followed by a 15-second rest. Ready to get moving?
Let's do it. Hit me with exercise number 1.
All right, we're going to kick things off with a classic. Squats. Feet shoulder width apart. Keep that back straight. And lower yourself down like you're sitting back into a chair. And remember, you can modify this if you need to. Don't go as low. Or you can hold onto a wall for balance if you need to.
Got it. Feeling the burn already. What's next?
Time to work those upper body muscles with some push-ups. Again, you can modify these. Do them against a wall or on your knees. If a standard push-up is too much, remember, It's all